What's up everyone? So maybe you've seen our last video, but we were cleaning our carb on our CT70. We got it running good, but our problem was we were leaking fuel, right? So what we have here, because where we're leaking at is actually, mosquito. Where we're actually leaking at is through the peacock here, and there's probably some bad seals in here, and it might even be the bowl too. I mean, we could definitely buy probably a seal kit, hunt one down for this thing. And I honestly didn't even look. But since we have this carb here, I've kind of always wanted to kind of eliminate some of that stuff. We're going to go with a little bit newer style carb. And the only difference, as far as I know, I believe, honestly, they could be, I don't know if they're the same millimeter or not. But you can see they're pretty close. The only big difference will be that your fuel line's going to go up here. We're going to eliminate 2 lines and just have 1. And yeah, I might have to take a run to the parts store and actually get our shutoff hose like I wanted. And that'll actually work out. And then we'll find a something to block one of these fuel lines for now till we figure out another option. But hopefully this screws right in here and everything's good. So we'll see what happens, but this is the option, or the way I want to go. So, we'll see. Alright guys, so we got the new XR carb mocked up pretty good. Your difference is going to be your fuel line. It's going to go up top here, like I said. And your throttle cable will go in just like you did in the other carb. Your jets are the same. So, if you want to pull the jets out of your old carb, put them in this new one, you could do that. But the only thing is right now we don't have a fuel swap shut off, but because we're kind of like stretching this cable to make it work, it'll actually work out good. So we'll run our line down here. I'll buy a little shut off, and then I'll just run the fuel line up. Be no big deal, and plenty of slack so it's comfortable and won't be pulling like this. But right now we're just doing this to make sure it works before we start like modifying anything. This is the reserve hose, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna find out here pretty quick. And so we'll only pour enough fuel in to hit the reserve, so nothing should really come out of this. We'll leave it placed upward a little bit. And what we'll end up doing is probably putting a little, they sell stuff to block your fuel line. I think sometimes you get lucky, put a bolt in there, put a clamp, a little hose clamp, and that'll be good too. But let's see if this thing even fires up on this carb. So we poured some gas in. So far it looks good. I don't see any leaks. So that's a good sign. We're going to hit our little drainage hose here, which we actually are going to put it. Actually, I don't know why we ever put that on the exhaust side, really. It should be right here. That's where we want it. So hopefully we hit this right here, and that'll tell us that we got fuel in the bowl. So let's see what happens. Get a little drip. Yep, cool. Alright, carb's filling up. Alright, so because we only poured a little bit of gas, I wasn't worried about it, but since we're going to be riding it, I did put a bolt in here, and it's a clamp, and we'll probably just put it right here temporarily, put a little hose, zip tie or something, just to hold it up there. Definitely going to get that fixed. We're not going to run like that, but just because when you're riding, it's going to probably, splash around a little bit. We don't want any of that fuel dripping on the motor. So let's see if this thing fires up and how she runs on the new carb. We got something going on. Definitely some backfiring. But it likes to choke. Could be cold. Let it warm up a second. idling. Got a 2 1/4 turns out on the car for our air fuel mixture screw. Actually idles nice. I know though, it's almost, as soon as you get into, it's like right past quarter throttle. It's like, alright, so we made a few adjustments, and what we did is that we got rid of that old pilot jet we had in there, and we put the new pilot jet that was originally in another carburetor that we weren't having an issue with. The main was clear, so there shouldn't be any issues with that. The other thing we did too, I don't usually have this much of a bigger problem, but I mean, when you're running something that was jetted for 87, and we're putting 110 in it, you're also putting premix. I mean, it's a completely different, you know, I mean, it wasn't full premix, but regardless, we put 87 in there like it's supposed to be, and we did swap out the spark plug. I think I threw it away already. But anyways, like I told you, it was cracked around the electrode, or the insulation part, I mean, and you can even see like rust seeping through, so it probably wasn't great. Could have been affecting us maybe, so we're gonna kick it open now and see if she fires up or not, and go from there. Switch is on. A little power still on there. Oop. Put the choke on since she is cold again. Come on, girl. Run with the choke right now. No fuel leaks, so that's a plus. Okay, so I think we finally figured out our final issue with the bike. She is running pretty good. It does feel like maybe the main jet's off a little bit on sides because we got that aftermarket air cleaner, so it's sucking in a lot more air. We're also testing without the air filter, so we're breathing in probably even more air. So once we put that on, and we also stole one of our fuel lines, and we had an old filter laying around just to connect them, but she's still pinching a little bit, but she's running great. So she's all there, running good. So all we gotta do is get ourselves a fuel line to button us up here, and we'll be good to go, because we're gonna take that fuel line, put it back on the XR70, which is what we stole it from. And man, dude, CT70 is back at it. She's ripping. So we gave her a nice run on the road, got her up to 30 miles an hour, but we haven't checked our chain. I know it's pretty loose. And they are old tires, so last thing I want to do is catch some road rash, you know, because I'm not wearing any type of riding gear. So, yeah, running good for cruising, you know, nighttime, you know, over the neighbors, whatever. But she's back, so pretty happy about that. And idle's great, can't beat it. So that's our CT70, guys. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.